Most engines don't die from age. They die from bad advice. Factory maintenance schedules weren't built to make cars last forever. They were built to make ownership look cheap on paper. And that's why some engines fail at 130,000 miles, while others quietly cross 500,000 without ever being opened. In this video, I'm breaking down 17 proven habits real mechanics use to keep engines running longer, smoother, and stronger than most drivers ever think possible. Let's start with the one mistake almost everyone makes. Habit 17, the 5K oil rule. If you're following the factory oil interval blindly, you might already be shortening your engine's life. That 10,000 miles or once a year recommendation, it's designed for marketing, not long-term durability. Fresh oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles keeps internal wear low, especially if you drive short distances, sit in traffic, or live in hot or dusty climates. Extended intervals don't save money. They quietly build sludge and increase metal-on-metal wear. You won't notice today, but 5 years from now, that's when timing chains stretch, VVT systems fail, and cam phasers start rattling. Use the correct oil, synthetic for modern engines, conventional where recommended, and always replace the filter. Skip the cheap filters and go OEM. Think oil is the only fluid manufacturers stretch the truth about? Let's talk transmission. Habit 16. Change transmission fluid. Lifetime fluid sounds impressive until you realize it usually means lifetime of the warranty. Inside your transmission, fluid breaks down with heat and friction every time you shift. It may still look clean, but internally it's filled with microscopic debris that slowly wears components down. Waiting for slipping before changing fluid is like waiting for engine knock before adding oil. It's already too late. Drain and refill around 60,000 miles. Hybrids can sometimes go longer, but don't push it. And always use OEM spec fluid. Universal blends might work short-term, but long-term they can cause overheating and failure. And if transmission fluid ages badly, coolant ages even worse. Habit 15. Reset the coolant clock. Coolant doesn't just get dirty, it turns acidic. Over time, it begins attacking water pumps and seals, and even the inside of your engine block. Many drivers only notice when they smell sweetness, see white smoke, or keep topping up fluid. That's not normal. That's early head gasket territory. Flush coolant every 3 to 5 years using the exact manufacturer-specified type. No mixing colors, no universal shortcuts. Later in this video, I'll share a simple trick that can drop engine temps by up to 10 degrees, but first, we need to talk about the part that fails without warning. Habit 14. Respect the timing belt deadline. Owner's manuals often push timing belt intervals further than mechanics recommend. Real-world conditions, heat, oil seepage, tension stress mean many belts start deteriorating around 60,000 to 80,000 miles. And here's the part most drivers don't know. Timing belts age even if the car barely moves. When one snaps, pistons and valves collide and your engine loses instantly. Inspect early, replace the tensioner, idlers, and water pump at the same time. Timing belts don't squeal before failure, they snap. And the next component wears just as silently. Habit 13. Use high-quality spark plugs. Weak spark leads to misfires, poor combustion, and overheated catalytic converters. A cheap set of plugs can turn into thousands in damage. Stick with proven brands, NGK or Denso for Japanese engines, Bosch for European vehicles, Motorcraft or AC Delco for domestic models. Replace around 60,000 to 70,000 miles even if they claim longer life, especially on turbocharged or direct injection engines. Because clean combustion starts with clean fuel, which brings us to this. Habit 12. Replace the fuel filter. When a fuel filter clogs, the entire system suffers: injectors, fuel pumps, and performance. You may not notice until hesitation, stalling, or poor acceleration appears, and then wear has already started. Replace it every 30 to 60,000 miles and use OEM or trusted brands only. And while most drivers remember engine fluids, they forget one that determines whether the car survives at all. Habit 11. Flush brake fluid. Brake fluid absorbs moisture slowly over time, lowering its boiling point and weakening braking performance. A simple tester can tell you when moisture hits 3%. Flush every 2 to 3 years and use the exact dot specification your vehicle requires, because longevity means nothing if you can't stop safely. Now let's move underneath the car, where the most forgotten maintenance lives. Habit 10. Gearbox Guardian Routine. Differentials and transfer cases work under intense pressure, yet many drivers never service them. Old gear oil collects metal particles and slowly destroys bearings and gears. Change it every 30,000 to 50,000 miles if you tow, drive AWD, or go off-road regularly. Use the exact spec, no substitutes. And speaking of tiny parts with huge impact, Habit 9. Replace the PCV valve. A failed PCV valve builds internal pressure, pushes oil past seals, and creates mysterious oil consumption without warning lights. It's a cheap fix, often under $20, yet ignoring it can lead to expensive leaks. And the next habit is just as small, but affects how your engine breathes. Habit 8. Clean the mass sensor. A dirty mass airflow sensor can cause rough idle, poor fuel economy, and sluggish performance. Before replacing it, clean it with proper math cleaner. Never touch the sensor wires. This simple maintenance can restore power instantly. And if that saved you a trip to the shop, hit subscribe. It's cheaper than a mechanic. Habit 7. Align your tires early. Alignment isn't just about tires, it protects suspension components and fuel efficiency. Check alignment every 6,000 to 10,000 miles, especially if you hit potholes or rough roads. Uneven wear is your first warning sign, because small angles today turn into expensive repairs tomorrow. Habit 6. Avoid cold revving. Cold engines need time for oil to circulate. Revving early creates high-speed metal contact before lubrication reaches critical parts. Start the engine, wait briefly, then drive gently under 3,000 RPM until temperatures rise. Cold oil and boost pressure don't mix, especially on turbo engines. And here's another habit many drivers think is harmless. Avoid excessive idling. Long idling reduces oil pressure and increases carbon buildup. It may feel convenient, but it slowly wears internal components. Instead of warming the car for long periods, drive gently after startup. It warms faster and safer. Now let's look at something most drivers never see, but it can end a car early. Habit 4. Wash the undercarriage. Salt, sand, and moisture attack the underside of your car constantly. Even if the paint looks perfect, rust could be forming on brake lines, suspension arms, and frame rails. Regular undercarriage cleaning helps prevent corrosion that can shorten a vehicle's life by hundreds of thousands of miles. And while we're under the hood, Habit 3. Clean battery terminals. Corrosion builds quietly and disrupts electrical flow, causing hard starts and sensor issues. Clean terminals periodically and protect them with dielectric grease to maintain strong voltage. But sometimes the biggest warnings aren't visual, they're audible. Habit 2. Listen for unusual sounds. Squeaks, clicks, or knocks are early warnings, not background noise. Catching problems early keeps repair costs low and prevents major failures. Turn the music down once in a while and listen to how your car feels. And finally, the habit that ties everything together. Habit 1. Track maintenance. No one remembers every service interval perfectly. Use a notebook or maintenance app to log oil changes, fluid services, and repairs. A clear record protects resale value, prevents missed maintenance, and helps diagnose issues faster. Because longevity isn't luck, it's consistency. Engines don't suddenly fail. They fail from small habits repeated over time. Follow these 17 rules and your car won't just survive, it'll drive like it was built to last forever. Tap the video on screen next to make your engine run like new again. Your engine will thank you, and your wallet definitely will.